There are now three big AI assistants that people keep hearing about: ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Microsoft Copilot. But which one is actually best for you? If you want help with writing, emails, research, documents, spreadsheets, brainstorming, or work tasks, the answer is not the same for everyone. In this video, we'll compare all three in simple language, with no hype and no technical overload. At a high level, all three can answer questions, help with writing, summarize information, and support everyday tasks. But they are not all built for the same type of user. ChatGPT is the most flexible all-round assistant. Gemini is especially strong for Google users, and Copilot is most useful for Microsoft 365 work. Let's start with ChatGPT. If you want one AI assistant that can do many different things well, ChatGPT is often the easiest place to begin. It is very strong for writing, rewriting, explaining ideas, brainstorming, summarizing documents, and helping you think through problems step by step. That makes it useful for learners, job seekers, content creators, office workers, and everyday users. Its biggest strength is flexibility, because it works well across many different tasks instead of feeling tied to one ecosystem. Where it can feel less convenient is when your daily work already lives inside Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. Now let's look at Gemini. Gemini's biggest strength is how naturally it fits into Google's world. If you already use Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, and Google Calendar, Gemini can feel very convenient. Instead of feeling like a separate tool, it can feel more like an assistant built into the Google tools you already use. That makes it especially useful for students, freelancers, remote workers, and office users who depend on Google services every day. Gemini can help with drafting emails, summarizing information, supporting document work, and helping with spreadsheet tasks. So if your work or personal life already runs through Google services, Gemini can make a lot of sense. Where Gemini may feel less attractive is if you are not heavily invested in Google's ecosystem, because a lot of its value comes from that built-in convenience. Now let's move to Copilot. Copilot makes the most sense for people working inside Microsoft's world. If your daily tasks revolve around Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams, Copilot has a very clear role. Its biggest strength is workplace productivity, especially for drafting documents, analyzing data, improving presentations, handling emails, and supporting collaboration. That makes it very attractive for office professionals and organizations already using Microsoft 365. If your company already lives inside Microsoft tools, Copilot can feel like a natural extension of that workflow. Like Gemini, Copilot becomes more powerful when it matches the ecosystem you already use, and less compelling when it does not. So how do these three compare in real life? If you want the strongest general-purpose AI assistant, ChatGPT is probably the best all-rounder. If you are deeply invested in Google tools, Gemini is often the most convenient choice. If your work happens mainly in Microsoft 365, Copilot is usually the most natural fit. So here is the simple version. Choose ChatGPT for flexibility, choose Gemini for Google tools, and choose Copilot for Microsoft 365 work. For writing and brainstorming, all three can help, but ChatGPT often feels strongest for flexible back-and-forth thinking and idea development. For email and document help inside Google's world, Gemini has a clear advantage, while Copilot stands out for office work inside Word, Outlook, Excel, and the wider Microsoft environment. For spreadsheets, Gemini and Copilot may feel more convenient because they sit closer to Google Sheets and Excel, while ChatGPT feels more like a flexible external assistant. So which one should most people choose? If you are unsure and just want one good AI assistant for many different tasks, ChatGPT is probably the safest starting point. If you already live in Google Workspace, Gemini could be the better fit, and if your job depends on Microsoft 365, Copilot could be the smartest choice. The best AI assistant is not only about which one sounds the most impressive, it is really about fit. The more naturally a tool fits into your daily routine, the more useful it becomes. For most people, ChatGPT is the best all-round choice, Gemini is best for committed Google users, and Copilot is best for serious Microsoft 365 work. In the end, The best AI assistant for you is the one that fits your habits, your tools, and your daily tasks. If this comparison helped, let me know which one you use most: ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more simple tech tips and AI comparisons. And if you want, the next video could compare the best free AI assistant or whether the paid versions are really worth it.